Welcome back to the channel. Run up the score 21. Spread the word. Hit that sub button. Daily boxing videos. Look, I was scrolling through Twitter a little while ago. Let me back up here. Scrolling through Twitter, and I saw Steve Kim of ESPN Boxing tweet out that he talked to Manny Pacquiao's team, had a phone conversation with them, and he's returning in June or July this summer. Good to hear. Against Spence. Hold on. My kids are not allowing me to do this. Hey, y'all stop. Against Spence, Garcia, or Porter. Beautiful to see. It's just amazing to watch Pacquiao's career, man. He's just a guy that, even this age, even this far into his career, he's not taking tune-up fights. He's not in crossover fights, any of that garbage. He wants to fight the best in his division and continue to test himself. And it's a beautiful thing to see, and something that's refreshing. All right, I got it still finally. Something that's refreshing in today's day and age in boxing. Just the fact that he's, 25 years in, something like that, to his career at this point, and he's still in fights like this, competitive fights against the top welterweights out there. And he's good to be in the PBC right now, because that's where all the top fighters not named Terrence Crawford are, so he has more access to fights. I mean, just ask Terrence Crawford right now. He has no access to fights right now because nobody in the PBC will come across the street to fight him. So good to see Pacquiao continue to test himself, and I think it's going to be against Garcia. The reason I do is because Garcia just fought a southpaw to train himself, prepare himself better for either Pacquiao or Spence. If I know Al Heyman, which I think I do as a boxing fan now, he's not going to put Pacquiao and Spence in there just yet. He's going to continue to build that and slow build it and slow build it. I don't think he's going to put his two best welterweights in the ring together just yet. I think he's going to continue to build it as long as there are other fights out there for Pacquiao and Spence. I don't think he's gonna. I think he's gonna put Spence in there with a lighter touch this summer, and then put hopefully something bigger later in the year. But I think we'll see Pacquiao versus Garcia. The reason being, I think Heyman is more willing to put throw Garcia out there to the wolves. He's more expendable than the other fighters. Garcia can be pretty much known as a guy who's in entertaining fights. Doesn't necessarily have to be a guy who the PBC has to promote as elite. I think he's a guy that they can promote as a pretty good fighter who's in exciting fights. And Pacquiao versus Garcia will be exciting. Hey, y'all stop. That's what happens when you have kids. But wrap it up. But no, Pacquiao versus Garcia will be an entertaining fight, being that Garcia loves being in fights like that where guys come at him. Pacquiao loves being in fights like that where a guy is willing to load up on those left hooks. Come here. Willing to load up on those left hooks, and Pacquiao can either go at him or counter him. And Garcia is a flat-footed fighter who will be there for Pacquiao to hit at weird angles. All right, so I think Garcia is going to have a tough night against Pacquiao. I think there's a tough fight, but Garcia said as much. His team said it. Angel Garcia said it, that they want the Pacquiao fight. I think they want the Pacquiao fight because Pacquiao is Pacquiao. He's a big name. He's the biggest name. He's a legend. And I think there's this weird thinking in their head that Pacquiao is an easier fight than Spence. Maybe so. Maybe so. But they're willing to take that chance, and I think Pacquiao is all wrong for Garcia. I still think Pacquiao has enough left in the tank all these years later, keeping himself in shape, that this will be a tough fight for Garcia. And I don't think Porter's going to get that fight. I just don't. I don't know what's next for Porter, but I don't think it's Pacquiao. So the reason being, Porter's a weird fighter to where he can be either one of two guys. He can be in exciting fights and brawl with you if need be. But against a guy like Pacquiao, I think he's going to be more cagey and make it an ugly fight. And there'll be headbutts and whatnot. And I don't think they want that for Pacquiao. I think that PBC is trying to promote Pacquiao and continue to keep his name out there and build him as the legend that he is, and keep him out there to where they can continue getting big fights with Pacquiao and getting the crowds in. And I think that Garcia is all right for that. All right. I think it'll be a fun fight, and it'll be a fight that Pacquiao will look good in. So I think Pacquiao versus Garcia is the play, but props to Pacquiao for continue to be a legend and a throwback fighter. I'm out. Peace.